Alright, HadesOmega here. So it's probably like the middle of April right now. April 2017. And so I know I probably should have done this in the beginning of the year, but at the beginning of the year I had planned like for 2017, last year I rode what did I ride? Well, last year I went to Baja, and then I did Japan, and then I did Moab with some buddies, and then and I did the LA to Barstow to Vegas. So that was like 4 events. But this year I got like kind of two main events going on that I'd like to cross off my bucket list. So I'm on a bucket list crossing adventure here this year, or the last couple of years anyway. So here I have a map of the United States. This is the Garmin's base camp program, and you can use this to upload tracks to your GPS, which I don't know how to do quite yet. I don't really use Ride with GPS, but anyway, one of my goals this year that I had to ride, that I wanted to ride to cross off my bucket list, was the Transamerica Trail, and there it is. So the Transamerica Trail starts off in like Tennessee, it looks like. Yeah, right here. Starts off in Tennessee, and it looks like it goes through Mississippi, Arkansas, Oklahoma. Looks like it almost touches Texas. You kind of hit the four corners right here. The New Mexico, Texas, Denver, Utah, and then up to Idaho and Oregon. It finishes in Oregon. So you start almost at the East Coast, and then make your way up to Oregon. And and so I live here in San Jose, so I still got to find a way to get from Oregon to California. It's going to be quite a ride. So what I had planned to do first was to ship the bike, and shipping the bike was such a pain in the ass, and it costs a lot of money. Plus I had to get a plane ticket, figure out how to get all my gear there, so I decided forget it. I'm just gonna ride. I'm gonna ride over here, and then take the Transamerica Trail back. So, because the Transamerica Trail, if you don't know what the Transamerica Trail is, it's a trail that what's his name, San Carrero made. These are his tracks. He like chained a bunch of dirt roads, off dirt roads, forest roads, desert roads, the off-road stuff, non-pavement stuff, and it goes through pretty much the whole United States, as you can see. It's a cross-country dirt trip, is what it is. So what my plan is, I know I'm like halfway through April. I was planning to leave in early May is when I'm gonna leave. So that's not long. The bike is almost ready. I've had a couple. I've shot a couple pre-TAT preparation videos for my DR650. I'll be riding my Suzuki DR650. So the plan is I really haven't planned too much yet, but I plan to go to Yosemite around here-ish, and there's a Yosemite Dual Sport event that I've been to twice. I've never been to in the spring, so I want to do it in the spring, and then start heading east. So I don't know. I probably might head towards Las Vegas or something, and then maybe head to the Grand Canyon. So I was gonna do like a little sightseeing road trip along the way, and then I guess probably go through New Mexico and Texas. And then, so other places I wanted to go along the way were like Pikes Peak. I wanted to do Pikes Peak in Colorado. I'm probably going to do that. What I'm going to do is when I get to Colorado, I'm going to break off and head to Pikes Peak. And then I wanted to head up to Moab, which I think Moab is around here. I think I will be pretty close to it. I wanted to do the White Rim Trail. And those are the only two like other, you know, different things. Other than that, it's just follow the TAT. Follow the TAT. So I got the maps right here. You got a TAT. I got the TAT T-shirt. I got all the TAT official merchandise here. So here's what the Tennessee looks like. Transamerica Trail, the official and original Sam Correro. So this is the Tennessee section. So it comes with this little title. It comes with a map. I think that's what this is. There's a map. Yeah. So this, what's in the rubber band here is a map, and then there's a roll chart right there. So I don't really like using roll charts. I do have the GPS. I'm not gonna go mainly off the roll charts. And I'll tell you now, the maps weren't cheap. It was like $400. It was $400 for all of the maps, for all of these maps, and the GPS tracks. So I don't know. If I was to do it again, I think I would just get the GPS tracks. You know, I like using the GPS. You know, and plus I still have to figure out how the hell I'm gonna carry all those maps on the bike. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna fold them. Yeah, I'm gonna fold them all up and then just stick them in the bag, and then when I get to the next one, I'll take them out. You know. Yeah, so it's gonna be a lot of miles. I'm not really sure. I know it's like 4,000 or something, so it's gonna be quite a bit. So this is gonna be the longest dual sporting kind of trip that I've taken, so, or adventure ride. So yeah, and then so that's the first trip that I had planned. So what's the next trip that HadesOmega's is gonna do after this gargantuan trip? Like, so I figured like $400. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good deal considering, like, you know, LA to Barstow to Vegas cost me like $200, and an event, you know, dual sport events cost like $100. Well, this is like a dual sport event on crack, is what it is. But you kind of do it at your own pace. So okay, so yeah, this kind of gives you a good idea on the zoomed out how far it goes. Pretty much the whole United States. So let's go over here to Japan. So some of you know I've ridden in Japan twice already, and I've pretty much seen everything I can see in like the kind of Tokyo area, almost the Tokyo and Mount Fuji area. So the last 2 years I've been doing a trip every year to Japan, and I rode here, Tokyo to Mount Fuji, right here somewhere. So like I've seen this, I've been to this whole area. So I've heard that you know, Hokkaido is an awesome place to go riding. So here is Hokkaido. This is the island of Hokkaido. So yeah, so that's my plan. So I was gonna do it with Japan Bike Adventures again. I was gonna rent a bike. I'm gonna rent a bike, and they're in Tokyo. So you gotta ride somewhere. I think somewhere there's a port, and you're going to take. I'm just gonna follow their guided tour, but you're gonna take a ferry up to the island of Hokkaido, and then like the trip starts, and it's like they said it's like 13 days in Hokkaido, and then you head back down. You go, and then you ride back. So you probably take a ferry like across here to the mainland, and then you just head down this way and explore along the way. So, and that's pretty much a half a Japan trip right there, half of the country of Japan. And then I figure some other year I'll probably go down to the southern part. And there is Okinawa too. Okinawa somewhere here. But yeah, so that's my plans for this year. So the Japan trip is going to cost the most because I'm renting a bike. I kind of calculated it costs about $3,000 to rent the bike for like 13-ish days, and so it's gonna be expensive. And the plane ticket can be anywhere from $500 to $1,000. So basically, you're gonna fly over to Tokyo, and then we're gonna take a ferry up to We're gonna get the bike and then take a ferry up to Hokkaido, ride around, and explore Hokkaido. It's a pretty big place. Hokkaido is huge now that I think about it, because the Fuji area is only like this big, so that is a lot of island there. So I was underestimating how big Hokkaido is. It is pretty big. In fact, it's probably wider. It's probably wider left and right, east and west, than anything else in Japan. So it's gonna be quite an adventure. But I heard it's nothing beats, like, it's a bucket list ride, the Hokkaido. So gonna do it. So there it is, this island of Hokkaido. So yeah, I could just fly there and rent the bike, but I've done I've done trips with Japan Bike Adventures for 2 years now, and I like them. They're a little pricey is the problem. The bike rental is like $150 a year. So the problem is, for this to happen, I need money, and I bought a new motorcycle. If those of you don't know, on my channel I bought a Victory Impulse TT. So I kind of don't have any money now. So I've been working hard. I need to raise, at least $4,000, like $5,000 by then. So I've been working hard. So I've just been preparing the bike, working on the bike, and I had to plan the TAT trip here. So the TAT will cost less for sure, but I would still like to ride in Japan this year, and that's it. That's my plan. And then I'm just gonna take a hiatus from adventure riding for a while. It's gonna be I'm gonna be in the save money mode, because I don't have any more money to travel. So I may check do dual sport events here and there, but yeah, I've had my fun, and I've crossed off my bucket list stuff. So also I'd like to get into track days, track events and stuff. Cross that off my bucket list. I would like to ride at every. It's not this year though. I get these 2 trips it's a lot of planning, a lot of money, and logistics, and it takes a long time. So I decided to not do the track days this year. Plus, whenever there's a track days, it's always too hot, it's too cold, raining. I'm a fair weather rider, as right. I'm an adventure rider, right? I ride in like pretty much any condition, but I prefer not to ride in the rain or hot, heat, or cold. But I will if I have to. So yeah, those are my plans. Like track days, probably next year I would try to do them. I also want to do supermoto too. I wanted to try and convert my my dirt bike into a supermoto, mini supermoto. That'll be fun. And then I got an electric motorcycle. I can track it too. So as long as I have a place to charge it while I'm at the track. But yeah. So I don't know. I wanted to ride like maybe Laguna Seca and Button Willow, the Streets of Willow, and Thunderhill. Just the ones around me, and whatever, just to say like, hey, I rode on a track, and I rode on a track with a sport bike, and I had fun. And then yeah, obviously some of the kart tracks, but yeah, that's not this year. This year is I'm planning to do the TAT and Hokkaido trip, so look forward to that. I probably won't do the videos for them probably till like next year or something. Yeah, I've been really lagging on the videos. I'm working on the Japan videos right now from last year, and like I said, I've been working like a lot to save money to go on these trips, and then I'll pretty much be broke when I come back from the Japan trip. So, but it'll be worth it. It'll be worth it, and then I just I plan to go finally find a job. I'm an Uber driver right now, so that's how I'm making my money. But it's convenient, and I can I can leave whenever I want. That's a good thing. Yeah. So that's Hades Omega's plan for 2017 adventure riding year. Japan and Transamerica Trail. So I'll be doing a cross-country trip and like half a cross-country trip of Japan. I mean, if I had enough time, honestly, I would just do that. Because Hokkaido has a very limited window for riding. I plan to do this. I never mentioned it. I plan to do this in August, when it's very hot in Japan, but it's very nice in Hokkaido. Because Hokkaido is the northernmost island of Japan, so they have the coolest weather in Japan. So what I was thinking, like, a good trip would be like to do this, and then go down, and then head south, right? Because by the time you're probably done with this, it's probably gonna get cooler down here. Like, yeah, if you left in August, September. I think it's really rainy in September though in Japan, so I don't know. But yeah, half the northern part of Japan, that's good enough for me for now. And then you know, if I ever decide later on I want to go do the southern half, let's do it. But in the south they have there's Kyoto, Nagoya. There's a lot of places. Kumamoto, Fukuoka. There's a lot of places that you can explore. So, Himeji, Okayama. Okayama is the sister city for where I live in San Jose. Kagoshi, Sendai. There's Sendai. Wow, Sendai is far. Crikeys. Must be really warm there too. That's right next to South Korea too. Yeah. So I had thought about like shipping my bike over there, but it's so expensive. It costs $2,000 to ship a bike there, and then yeah, you have to figure out like the insurance deal and everything, and then you have to have a carnet. So it's $2,000 there, $2,000 back. That's like $4,000. Then your plane ticket. So I think renting a bike is the best thing to do. You don't have to worry about stuff. Of course, it's not your bike. If I was going to do a month-long trip, you know, if I was going to do all of Japan, then yeah, it would probably be a good idea to just ship my bike there. It's almost like, I think the best thing to do is if you know someone in Japan, have them buy you a bike. You know, if you can buy like a DR650 or something, a KLR, you know, something mid-size, like around the 500. I'll even ride a 400. You know, there's plenty of 400s in Japan because that's like where the license limit ends or something, for like the light bikes. So yeah, I had thought about that, but I'm like, you know, it's just Japan Bike Adventures. It's so much easier to go there and just rent the bike, and then you don't have to worry about anything else. The only problem is it's kind of pricey. It's like $150 a day. So hopefully the exchange rate goes down, you know, for the dollar gets stronger by the time I go there, because last year the dollar was not as strong. So all right, that's my plans for this year. Hades Omega's Adventure Extravaganza 2017, United States and Japan, Hokkaido, Japan. Yeah, and it'll be really interesting. I've never ridden past Nevada. Yeah, so the other states I've ridden in are I've pretty much seen everything I want to see in California. I've been to California. I've been to Baja, Mexico, like around here-ish. I've been to Nevada, sorta, kind of, with the LA to Barstow to Vegas dealie. I've been pretty close to Reno, so, and then I did a trip to Oregon, up to Washington with a bunch of buddies, so I pretty much got the West Coast covered. So this is a good way to, you know, see a lot of the country. I've only been on the East Coast once when I went to basic training in Georgia. Oh, that's another place I was going to go. I was going to go to Fort Benning to go visit the Infantry Museum. It's been a while since I've been to Fort Benning, and check it out, see how it's changed. And of course I was there as a new recruit, a private. Yeah, and then see whatever there is on the way. So yeah, Georgia's right here, so I'll actually head into Georgia and then go back up here. It's not that far.